All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are taping here on Monday, the June 15th, for Wednesday, June 17th, here in Cuyahoga Falls at the Fifth Dimension Radio Studios. It is 7:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night while you're listening to this, Eastern Time, excuse me, and you know what that means.
10-cent beer night
Official
with
sport-
Seth and Bob.
Exactly. Official sports show of FifthDimensionRadio.com every Wednesday here on Fifth Dimension Radio and WAOH TV here. And by the way, for you WAOH watchers, in case you didn't hear, and I don't know what all this means, this is all new news, but Fox did buy Roku for $22 billion this morning.
This morning, yeah. I heard that.
So
Fox Network.
I don't know how that will impact WAOH. If it'll make things better for them or what. We're not wrapped in that, but we are aware of the sale. So we're technically on a Fox network now. So there you go. If you're watching on Roku,
we're moving up the big time.
There you go. So if you're watching on Roku, but you could be watching online on WAOH.com. You could be watching on Apple TV. No matter where you're tuned in, you could be tuning in our station. You could be watching on YouTube. We appreciate you tuning in because we got a lot to talk about here. And it's going to be a beautiful week here in Akron. I think Rubber Ducks are back in town.
Yes.
Rubber Ducks are back in town. We were supposed to have rain on and off all week, and they're saying not anymore. They're saying maybe rain on Thursday, a little bit on Wednesday, but that's it. So the weather's going to be beautiful to go to a Rubber Ducks game.
I know. I'll be at the Country Fest this weekend.
Country Fest this weekend, and if you see Bob, say hi. Buy him a beer. If you're
beer.
You don't drink beer.
Crown Apple.
Oh, there you go. He's definitely a country fan there. If you're under 40 years old, go hit on him. Make his daughter mad. Anyway, if you're watching on YouTube or WAOH here, you can see that I have my USA.
They won.
Yeah, uniform there for the first time in World Cup history. Team USA scored 4 goals in a game. They've never done that.
Good.
And they beat Paraguay 4-1, and they won their first game here. And in the USA, where all the games have, I see Brazil did tie Morocco there. Brazil played in Cleveland recently for the pre-game. There was a friendly match up in Cleveland, and I forget who they played.
I know there was a big upset this week. I think
there may have been.
Germany got beat?
Germany. I'm trying to pull up the scores here.
I heard there was a big upset.
Yeah, let me see. Here you go. For Sunday here, Germany won 7-1. I mean,
there was a big upset somewhere.
I'm looking here.
I did hear.
Sweden did win too. They usually win. I'm not gonna read off everybody's, but just some of the bigger names here. But I'm sure there was. And the one thing that's throwing me off with all this, I didn't even think about it going into it, is some of the games, how late they are played on our time. Because they want the other
they want their countries to be able to see it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'll be 1 a.m. and this is why a lot of the games are on the West Coast or the South, like in Dallas or Los Angeles or whatnot. It's because of the time.
We got one coming up in Cleveland.
No, we did have one, a friendly. That it's over.
Oh, that was,
yeah.
Okay, because I know
Brazil played it. Yeah.
The guy I golf with, Brandon, he worked it.
Yeah, it was June 7th. It was a friendly, so it wasn't like a part, it wasn't part of the World Cup, but it was a setup for it. Excuse me here. USA's next game, and it will not be by the time you hear this, so that's good there. It'll be Friday against Australia. So there you go, 3 p.m. there. But awesome game. I mean, they played great.
3 p.m. there in Australia? Or
no, us. 3 p.m. us.
It's going to be early morning.
Yeah. Which is whatever at that point. But no, a good start to the games there. And of course, last night was the big fight match, 250th anniversary of America / Donald Trump's 80th birthday at the White House. And what a actual event that was. And they went all out on that. So that was probably one of the most unique UFC fights. Not just one match, I'm talking about the whole thing in history there.
That make Trump the oldest president ever in office?
It might be.
Yeah, I think it is.
It might be.
I think Reagan was like 79 when he got out.
Right. So yeah, Trump might be. Yeah. I mean, he is up there now, at 80 years old there. So there for his birthday, attending the fights there, and first ever, maybe second ever sporting of first ever televised, because I think there was a wrestling match there under Roosevelt in front at the White House. We're talking long time ago. But other than that, I mean, what's that? Can I hang that up? I'll hang up. Okay. But anyway, shifting gears to baseball now.
We got a big story coming up in that one.
We do, we absolutely do. So this is what happened with the Guards last week. Is just a quick rundown before we get into specifics. They got swept by the Yankees at home. They did not go great there. The Tigers, they won the series 2-0. I say 2 because Sunday got postponed because we got slammed by a storm in Northeast Ohio, and there was no way to make it. I mean, the rain came down, so it was going to take forever to get the field ready to play again. So they postponed. They do play the Tigers again at home, so that worked out. Travis Kelce was supposed to throw out the first pitch and everything too.
I wonder if Taylor would be there.
I don't know. They didn't say for sure. They said he would, because it was to celebrate his and buying stock in the team. And so that.
But Taylor was at the Knicks game the other night.
Yeah.
She was sitting there with Marissa Carvedy.
Yeah. Which is fun, the SVU squad, because the guy, the main guy, I can't think of his name, that plays with Marissa.
I can't think of his name either.
Her partner in the show. He must like orange teams because he's a huge Browns fan. He's not a Giants or a Jets fan. He comes to
He was there.
Yeah. He's a Knicks fan, but
okay.
when the Browns have training camp, he comes out because it's the only time he can see them, because he's filming in the fall for all the SVU and everything. So he comes out to training camp once a year to come see him. So he must be a fan of orange teams of some sort there. But so Guards did beat the Tigers back-to-back there. Ruined Tarek Scooble's return. Which, Bob, you've said plenty of times on the show, we have his number.
We have his number.
I mean, it's Johan Santana, Justin Verlander, Mark Burley, all those Cy Young winners that we used to just pound the daylights in the AL Central all over again. And Scooble's just no different. The question is, how many times are they going to face him this year? Because rumor has it his name could be on the trade block coming into trade deadline here. So yeah, Tigers got postponed there. While this was all going on, the White Sox stayed hot, and for one day they led the American League Central there.
They swept the Dodgers.
They did, yeah. They actually, Bob, you want to talk about speaking of postponed? No, actually, they didn't sweep. They got 2 out of 1.
Okay.
Because Saturday night, this was interesting. Yoshibo Yamamoto, remember him? Second game this year, he took a no-hitter in the 9th and blew it on a home run. So now they won that one. They won 7-0, and I bring it up because the second time takes a no-hitter in the 9th, 2 outs, gave it up with a home run. They're still winning. They pull him. The bullpen lost the game. So this time they won. So the Dodgers pulled it off there, but they took 2. But they beat Bob. They had a postponed game against the Braves. Outside that, they beat the Braves 2 games in a row. So I mean, they beat the Braves in the and right now, and they were talking about the White Sox made a deal with the Dodgers a few years ago. Got that Miguel Fargas, that prospect from L.A. And L.A. they were out of options with him. They were committed to Muncie. He's a third baseman. So they want to send him somewhere where he would have long-term success. Now there's an injury we're going to have to talk about, and Vargas might be the starting American League third baseman at the All-Star game. And because I was playing. So what we're looking at right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tie for first in the American League Central. It's the White Sox and the Guardians. 38 and 32 are the White Sox. 39 and 33 are the Guardians. And everybody else Twins are 6.5 games back. Tigers are 9.5, and Royals are 10. But now we got a situation, don't we, Bob?
We got a major situation. A club leader.
Right. we had some injuries on Saturday. More than one. It was 3 injuries in Saturday night's game. We'll start. We had Angel Martinez. He had a knee injury. He stayed a day. De Lautner hit his head on the wall trying to get to a ball.
I watched it.
Was pulled out. They're still trying to get more. They're getting X-rays and everything. I haven't heard the latest. Let's see if I can pull up. If there's no, they have not. They have not had any more news on him, but they're looking more. And then of course Jose Ramirez
Fractured his hand.
fractured his wrist, their left hamate, and he is going to need surgery. So they're saying 4 to 8 weeks. So he's officially not going to be an All-Star this year. And now here's where it's a good. All right, Jose's a fighter. This is
It says 4 to 8 weeks, but don't be surprised if it's 2.
right. Well, there's that too. People forget he broke the other hamate in 2019. Had surgery. He was out for exactly a month. It was August 24th to September 24th or something like. It was exactly a month. Hits a grand slam in his first at bat back against the White Sox. Who else? So he could be back sooner than you think, and he could be back up to it. But here was the point I was trying to make when this
I know he's going to have surgery, and the way they talked at first, they thought it was worse than what it is.
Right.
It's not as bad as what they thought it was going to be.
Right.
He still needs the surgery.
right,
So,
right.
but him being out in 4 to 8 weeks, that's a big loss.
Right. Well, here's
I mean, he was struggling at the plate at times, but he's a team leader.
right.
He's the first guy. If a guy gets a single, and then when he comes in the dugout, he's the first guy to go over and congratulate the guy. Good job, good job. I don't know. He's gonna be missed. I just want to know who they're gonna bring up. They're gonna have to bring somebody. I know what's his name. Their second baseman. He's coming. He's doing rehab right now. I can't think of it.
Bazana?
No, not
You're
Bazana.
talking about Gabriel Reyes. They called up.
Yeah.
They called
He
him up.
was going. They had a guy close to coming back. He's in rehab in Columbus right now. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, Reyes got called up for rehab there. I'm pulling this up here. With Jose.
Do we got a third baseman?
Yeah, we do. I'm about to get that. But here was the thing I was thinking. Jose's hitting 239, which is the worst he has hit at this point since his rookie year.
Well, yeah, he's struggling, but like I said, he's still a future Hall of Famer.
And I'm not writing him. I'm just saying for right now, this time this year, right this second, it does stink, but he was only hitting 239. Quan's only hitting 218, and they're still finding ways to win. Okay, they're
playing small ball.
Right.
They're playing small ball. They're not relying on the home run.
Right. I did see, and it's for the bullpen, it's not for the rotation, but Daniel Espino did get called up, their top pitching prospect. So he's up, so they got more pitching there. I'm going to pull up because I want to talk about something regarding their situation, because some trade rumors did come out here. I'll pull up who the fans are talking as far as...
Well, fans know it all.
Yes, the fans know it all, but no, they're genuinely because this is
Well, I see trade coming up. I see some trades coming.
Right, Juan Brito's name's been brought up as far as call-ups. Angel Ganeo, another guy, shortstop / third baseman, who they're very high on. They're talking about could he come up. I think Brito gets up first. They've been talking about bringing him up for a while. But I know they brought up Arias, but I do think there's going to be a shakeup because Arias is not going to bring much to the plate right now. He's been a disappointment. He was supposed to be the heir to Francisco Lindor, and that has not happened.
He's the one I'm talking about.
No. So just watch out for those names there. They said C.J. Kifus could come up because he can play first and move somebody to third there. So, I mean, they're weighing options there. Here's what I got confused is, okay, we talk about the not hitting, and
they're not hitting, but they're finding ways to win.
Right, but we talked about they trade for Patrick Bailey earlier this year, and they have Austin.
He's starting
Hedges.
to play a little better.
Right,
You know,
but he's not known for his bat.
But no, he's known for his defense.
This is where I got this is kind of to criticize the Bailey trade a little bit. All right, they've been fielding calls for their AAA catchers, including Bo Naylor, hearing out offers and whatnot, and that includes Cooper Ingle and Cody Huff. Okay, mind you, Ingle and Huff are hitting almost 300, and this is AAA. This is not majors. Almost 300 and hitting the ball over the fence. Ingle also is known for his defense. Why did they just call one of these guys up? That's what I want to know. Why this is sounding like this is going to be another mistake. This is going to be another, they're going to swing some random trade. These guys are going to power their way. But I just saw yesterday the Rays were on the verge of losing another one to the Angels. And then of course now I'm drawing the third baseman they have. A guy that should be in Cleveland now that they did have. Let me bring that up real quick here.
What are you talking about? It's hard when you get old.
Right. There's so many players too.
I mean, we got a good
Junior Caminero, who they trade for next to nothing, hits a 2-run blast, gets it back in the, and then they beat him up. Like he tied the game, and then they won 9-2. You know, and I saw that, and I said that he should have been in Cleveland. They traded him for, and this is what they're going to do. I get if they were to move Bo Naylor, if they're like, let's send him somewhere.
I wonder what happened with the Bo Naylor.
You know what?
I mean, it's, he could hit.
But even in the minors, he never hit for a big average.
No,
and I know sometimes that's because, for example, Omar Vizquel was not a high average hitter in the minors, and then he comes to the majors and does better. So it's not always about the minor league, but you get for 90% of the time, you get a taste of what a guy could do with what he does in the minors. Not saying it's going to pan out in the majors, but you get a sense, you get an idea. And with Bo, he never really hit for a high. He had power, but
I know, but let's face it. I personally, I thought he hit better than Bailey and Hedges.
Right.
I mean, there's something to it that we don't know about, because all of a sudden they just blew this guy off.
Right. And one team I'm going to be watching when it comes to Bo Naylor is Seattle. Are they going to want to reunite the Naylor brothers? Because Cal Riley is coming up from rehab stint, and he has not been. This is a guy that hit 60-some home runs last year. Right. He has not been hitting the ball like he did last year. And they could move him to designate hitter and say, okay, Bo, you're going to be our fielding catcher.
Just don't put Bo in the Central Division, please.
No.
Don't trade him to the Central Division.
I could just see that being a move where they say, okay, we'll give this guy a chance. We can move Cal to DH, and he can be with his brother. It'll help the clubhouse a little bit. It's just some idea there. So we're actually out of time. We got to talk about soccer and the Guardians, and we're out of time for our first segment, I should say. So we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue this talk on Major League Baseball, and we have an NBA Finals winner, which means the NBA offseason's in full swing already.
And I was right.
Yeah, you were right. And we'll talk about the latest on the Cavaliers and what the early talks sound like. That and more. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to 10 Cent Beer, our second segment today in this mid-June edition here. Beautiful, beautiful week, beautiful weather. Currently, as we're filming, 68 degrees in Cuyahoga Falls.
68 degrees? You call that beautiful? That ain't even golfing weather.
What are you talking about?
Because I golf in the 70s. If it's any colder, I don't go out.
Yeah, we're supposed to have 70s all week here, but... yeah, I know. You're being...
Yeah, well, life in a big city.
Big city of Cuyahoga Falls here. Yeah, there you go.
It is a big city. Up. The second largest city in Summit County.
Rubber Ducks schedule this week here. They'll play the Altoona Curve here. Who is there? Is that Pirates AA there? I'm trying to go.
Who's Detroit?
No, Detroit's is Erie because
Erie
they got
Steelers,
beat
yeah.
up by Erie. They went the last game got postponed because of that rain. They went 1-4.
I think Erie's first place though.
Jackson Cheerio, the brother of the center fielder for the Brewers. He might be Jackson. I forget. I'll pull it. I was going to do the schedule, but I'll pull up the team right now.
Yeah, I think
But he had a great game though. That's the guy to watch out for. Is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because you have Alphonse and
Yeah, I
Soria.
think this is the first.
Jason Cheerio is who the Rubber Ducks have. Hitting .325.
I can see him going to Columbus pretty soon.
All right. Alphonse and Rosario, who I like a lot. 250, 12 home runs, 37 RBIs. That's for the Rubber Ducks there. So Tuesday's a T-shirt giveaway. By the time you hear this, that will be over. By the time you hear this, Wednesday's Paws for Claws. So there'll be animals and whatnot there. So your schedule for this weekend, Thursday, Throwback Thursday, 90s Nostalgia Night. They're doing a whole 90s thing with Thursday.
It's also Thirsty Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday there, yes. Bob loves Thirsty Thursday there. So do the college kids as they get down to some 90s. Nirvana, NSYNC, all kinds. Okay, I Britney Spears, Stone Temple Pilot.
Madonna.
But Madonna was like more 80s. She had 90s too.
Yeah, she has some 90s.
There you go. I was trying to think. There you go, Dr. Dre. You get some 90s rap into you. Some
Randy Travis.
for the 90s country.
Yeah.
There you go. Cyrus, Billy Ray.
Billy Ray.
Yeah. So there you go. So all kinds of stuff there. Anyway, Friday will be Chip Dipper night. They'll be called the Chip Dippers. They'll wear the electric blue, but they're going to be called the Akron Chip Dippers. So
You know what for?
what?
Lawson's Chip Dip.
Lawson's Chip Dip. There you go.
Lawson's Chip Dip.
Because there'll be the Chip Dippers on Saturday too, and Circle K's going to be because Circle K.
Circle K carries Lawson's Chip
yeah,
Dip.
yeah, exactly. So
But for people that don't know it, at one time we had a major convenience store in this area called Lawson's.
yeah,
And their chip dip and their chip chop ham was the best.
right.
The
And
best.
if you have a child and you're going to the game, it's Youth Jersey giveaway as the Chip Dippers. So it's only for the youth though.
I
So
want one of those.
so there you go. And then Sunday, this is a big family day, 1:05 p.m. They have Princess and Pirate Tea Party. So there you go. All the princesses and the pirates. The boys would be the pirates, girls would be princesses.
Wait. No, this is a
You're right.
This is a new world.
I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna complain.
This is a new world.
Gender neutral tea parties. They'll just be called ducks. No, we're just joking. I like the princess and the pirate. It's a new fun for the kids. Yeah, it's a special. Sundays are usually family day. You don't focus on the alcohol sales. Right? You focus on the hot dog and the ice cream sales. And the players try not to fight as much on the mound and
Did
everything.
you see that new thing they got up there with the pineapple ice cream? I mean,
No.
it's a half of a pineapple cut in half, and they put the ice cream all inside the pineapple.
That sounds amazing.
Oh, it's great.
That sounds great. I know they've done that with chicken up there, but not ice cream, so that's great. Back to the majors real quick. So here's your standings right here. We talked about the AL Central right now. White Sox and Guards are tied there. In the AL East, Yankees are in first place, one game ahead of the Rays, and everybody else is way behind. Blue Jays and Orioles are about 10 games behind. Red Sox are 13.5. So it's looking like this is the year of New York and Tampa. We did talk highlight New York, who, by the way, we talked about losing Jose. They've lost Aaron Judge past the All-Star game. So, I mean, you're looking at an all-star shakeup here, Bob. You're not going to have Jose at third. You're not going to have Judge in right field. So it's going to be all kinds of new faces. But the Rays, they've been playing good. They've been really playing good. The American League West, this is where it gets interesting. Mariners are in first at 37-36. One game behind them at 35-36 are both the A's and the Rangers. A's have been playing in the AAA stadium in Vegas while that AAA team's not there, so that try to warm the fans up of them being there. And they're packing the place. They're playing well. They love them there. The reception's been good. So the Vegas A's. I mean, that's going to be a thing.
Now,
And
when is that? That's supposed to be. Their stadium's supposed to open next year.
28th.
28th.
So they're going to be bouncing between Sacramento and Vegas this year and next year.
Well,
so.
they're not drawing in Sacramento.
No,
That's
no.
the reason why.
Now, if they make the playoffs, I expect it to be in Vegas because unless the AAA team conflicts, which they might move stuff for the Major League team. I mean, that's a lot of money there on the table. So we'll have to figure out. But so right now the A's are in the playoff talk right now. Astros are 4 games back, and then you have the Angels 7.5 games back there. But they're giving good teams fits. The Angels haven't played too bad of late. National League East, Braves are first at 46-25, the best record in baseball right now. Phillies are 8 games behind them. Nationals are 9.5 games behind them, both with winning records. At 500 at 36 apiece is the Marlins, 10.5 games behind them, and then you have the Mets 14 games behind with former guard, I should say Indian, he was never a Guardian, but Francisco Lindor going to be back this month, they're saying. In the National League Central, the Milwaukee Brewers, man, they playing well, 43-26 in first. They're 5 games behind them. Oh, the Cardinals, which is probably one of the biggest.
Cardinals surprise. That's a surprise.
38-31 record there. Cubs 37-35, 7.5 games back. Pirates 36-36, 8.5 games back. And then the Reds, Bob, at 33-37, 10.5 games back. It's not too late for them, but what's going on?
They're having pitching trouble. They need pitching.
Yeah, I know Abbott's not had the year they thought he would. Lodolo has been rocky since he's come back from injury. So it's been weird.
They need pitching help.
Right.
And you're gonna see some trades coming up here pretty soon.
I'm pretty sure. In the National League West, the Dodgers at 45-27 are in first place. The Padres 7 games behind them. Diamondbacks 8.5. Giants 16, and the Rockies 18 games behind them. And the Rockies right now have the worst record at baseball, but by like 2 games worse. I mean, you have the Red Sox, the Royals, the Angels, and that's it really. Those bottom 3 American League teams are in the mix with the Rockies. So it's not White Sox are not in that conversation anymore, and it's not as bad as last year as it was for the Rockies. But I'll say for the National League West, all of a sudden the Dodgers are pulling. And the Dodgers are having injury problems.
Got a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I mean Shohei Ohtani, he tweaked his knee. He's okay, but outside that, I mean, Glasnow's going to be delayed. He was put on the 60-day DL. Will Smith, they're almost said Pro Bowl All-Star catcher. He's on the DL now. IL, I should say. They replaced because I don't know why. It's IL, not DL. I used to be DL for the longest time.
Injured reserve list, disabled list.
Yeah. They used to use the term DL all the time.
They used the DL, but now it's IL.
Right, absolutely. Teoscar Hernandez still hurt. I'm trying to think of they've had some guys, but they've had a lot of guys step up too. So and another thing to look out for, I was reading on trade deadline news and everything because we had mentioned about Tyreek Skubal of the Tigers potentially getting moved, which would be a big deal in our division. One of the things they were mentioning was the Dodgers have 3 high outfield prospects. They said they might dangle them because they have Tucker under a long-term contract. They have Teoscar under a long-term contract. They're expected to get Podges a long-term contract, which Podges was brought up by the Dodgers. He was homegrown, so that would be kind of cool to see. But that's where we're looking at as far as standings and all that go. Pulling up the Guardians schedule this week. I was talking about the Brewers, how well they play. Well, they're at Milwaukee, Bob. This is going to be a big Midwest matchup. We have Guardians at the Brewers, and this is going to be tough. By the time you hear this, they're off today, Monday, as we're taping this, so they will still have 1 game left against the Brewers on Thursday, and then they play Houston in Houston. That one they might do better. They are the Fox game nationally on 7:15 p.m. on Saturday, on June 20th there. So there you go. And of course, Father's Day is on the 21st, so take your dad to a game. Should guilt trip your daughter into taking you to the Rubber Ducks game this weekend.
I'll be at Country Fest.
Oh, he'll be a country, so he'll already be drunk and somebody else's daddy.
My daughter will be in.
She's on vacation again.
I think she's in Vegas. I think she'll be in Vegas.
She'll be at the A's game in Vegas.
Well, talk about the MLB. There's talk of expansion,
Right.
adding 2 teams in 2030. And it's funny that the A's are playing in Sacramento, and Sacramento is one of the cities for the expansion team.
It's weird.
Of course, your number 1 team is Nashville. Nashville's pushing to get a team there.
Memphis is too.
Nashville's number 1. Salt Lake City, Utah.
I don't know how that.
I don't know how that would work too, but they're the number 2.
Right. I know the Jazz do okay as far as that stuff goes. They're the only
Portland, Oregon.
That could be okay.
These are cities that are in the running for the 2 teams that are going to maybe the expansion. Charlotte.
Yeah, that's been talked a lot up there with Nashville. My money would be on Nashville and Charlotte.
And of course, Charlotte, Sacramento, and are we going to have the second team in Canada with Montreal?
Really?
Yeah,
I would have guessed San Antonio would have been in the conversation.
Yeah, Montreal is, of course, they've had a team there from 69 to 77, Major League team. Yeah, I remember they played at Old Jerry Park, which was
it was longer than that because I grew up with the Expos before they moved to the Nats.
They were the first Canadian team to begin their life in 69.
Okay.
69, so it's right here in front of me. They've been pushing every year to get a Major League team back up there. I would probably like to see another one up in Canada because you only got one up there now.
Right.
And of course,
but it didn't do well last. Well, they were terrible too. They didn't get good until they were the Nationals.
But they had some good players.
Yeah, Vladimir Guerrero,
Andre Dawson.
Right.
They all came
Gary Carter played for them for a while, the Hall of Fame.
And Joe Carter.
Yes, Joe Carter, and who was the pitcher? There was a Hall of Fame pitcher they had.
Dennis Martinez.
Yep,
played for them.
He did too.
They had some good players. And I would like to see another team. I'd like to see a team in Nashville. The Nashville Sounders of the AAA team that I don't know who they're I can't affiliated with. They're like every year one of the top attendance in AAA ball. So I think it's could work.
Right.
But that's in 2030. But now it's going to be how this collective bargaining thing comes up. Because that's coming up. Is there going to be a strike coming up in 2028?
Right. Here's a quiz question for you, Bob. You're talking about
and MLB cannot afford a strike.
No.
That last one hurt us big time. We came back a little bit.
We have Manfred running point on this, so I don't know. How
I think another shutdown, if this does happen, is going to kill American baseball.
Do you know the last player in professional sports that the Expos drafted that retired? I'll give you a hint. It was only a few years ago.
I can't think of it. I know Dennis Martinez retired.
No, he never played he played minor league, but he never played in the majors. But he was the last Expo drafted that played in.
I don't know.
Tom Brady, catcher.
Really?
He played both. A lot of people don't know that. He was drafted. He did have spring training. He did for a little bit play minor league, and he was in the spring training and everything. Now, both Johnny Manziel and Russell Wilson were drafted, but that was for PR purposes. They knew that they weren't. Russ played a little bit of minor league ball, but Manziel did not play.
One of the biggest PRs was signing Michael Jordan to the Birmingham Barons.
Yeah, but he showed up. Yeah. He actually played, and he did okay. He wasn't bad.
Their attendance went skyrocketed.
Oh yeah, like Tim Tebow. We were talking about that last week. What wasn't it?
We brought up Tim Tebow.
Yeah. That was his. I mean, he actually he played pretty well too, But he wasn't drafted. He kind of signed on after his football career and stuff. But no, man, believe it or not, Manziel was solid, and who was also a great football/baseball player. And they were talking about him last night because he helped clean up the stadium with the Japan fans in the World Cup. Jameis Winston. he had a 98-mile-per-hour fastball for Florida State. Because if you remember, Bob, when he was getting all kinds of trouble, he got in trouble for stealing a crabfish. It was in a stand it was in the, but producer Bob's going like, what? Yeah, the story is, you could dig it up. He got suspended a couple games for it. Somebody had a crabfish stand on the coast near in the baseball.
He was hungry, okay?
He stole it. The College World Series. Florida State went to the College World Series, and he was on the team. And he saw these crabfish on the stand. This guy's nice little business, and he thought it'd be funny if he grabbed the fish, jumped the fence, and took it, as a prank. But he actually stole the crabfish, and he kept it. And he got caught on. Somebody reported him, and he was caught on camera. And they said, "Hey, you have to give that back or pay." I think he paid for it, but then because it made the news, because here comes the first overall pick of the NFL draft. Going into that time.
Oh wow!
Stealing a crabfish on his baseball team. So, but no, yeah, Tom Brady was the last Expo drafted that retired from sports.
I didn't even know he played baseball.
Yeah, he was catcher. Yeah, so I mean, Bob, he was always a signal caller. In a way, I mean, we know that. So
yeah, he's a field general. The
right.
Catcher's a field general.
Right. He was in football. He was one of the best up there with Otto Graham, as far as best field generals and all that. One of the best.
Brady don't even come close to being Otto Graham.
Not his records and all that. No. As far as championships and everything, because there wasn't Super Bowls when Graham played.
Graham's got 8 of them.
Statistically, like touchdowns and pass, yes. But also Graham just handed off to Brown half the time.
You got to remember too, Graham they play like a 12-game season.
Right.
These guys play 14, 16-game seasons.
They didn't throw it like they did today either.
They didn't throw not a runner. I mean, Graham wasn't no skinny guy. I mean, he could have been a running back.
If you would have talked to Bill Belichick that had Tom Brady most of those years, would you have thrown it as much if you had Jim Brown in the backfield? He would have told you, no way.
No way.
No way.
No way.
He idolized Jim Brown.
Jimmy Brown was the greatest running back there ever was, and always will be.
Belichick will tell you he was the greatest football player, period. If he was sitting here right now, I would put I've heard him say it. So that was also the difference is if you had Jim Brown, you just hand it. It made your life 10 times easier just to hand it off to Jim Brown.
But Jimmy Brown yards per carry does not hold the record.
I know.
Marion Motley does. Yes.
Still?
Yes, 7.8 yards a carry.
You might be right. I know Chubb was up there. Well, we got to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk Cavs off season, and we got a little bit of Browns news. Not a ton, but we got a little bit. We'll talk about that and more. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 10 Cent Beer Night here on FifthDimensionRadio.com. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
And we're in a very interesting part of the summer, Bob, where baseball and now the World Cup, too, that is the hottest topic and the current sports right now that are active because the New York Knicks have won the NBA Finals in 5 games, so basketball is over. And, Bob, you did call it. I didn't think it'd be 5 games, though. And
I said 5 games.
Did you say 5?
Yes, that's what I did. Go back and check it. I
think the second time you said it. The first time I thought you said 7.
Yeah, maybe I did.
But
I know 5. Yeah. I think it was after the first blowout. I said this is going 5 games.
Well, and then I felt less bad about the Cavs blowing their game 1 when it came back on the Spurs from 29 points. That was impressive. But here's what I want to say about that is, look, obviously not a Knicks fan by any means. They earned it. They were the best team in the league because the way I see it is, you push the Cavs to the side for a sec, okay? That's just the Cavs. That's just our team. But I had the Thunder potentially going on a three-peat. The Thunder were this stacked, great team, great depth, smart, and showed last year that they were going to be tough for the long run, okay?
The Knicks wanted it more.
Right. Well,
they wanted it
because the Thunder weren't in the finals this year.
But they wanted that championship.
Right. The Spurs beat the Thunder, which was telling me the Spurs amped it up this year. And I give the Spurs all credit. The Spurs had an incredible young core. they deserve to be there. And with the talent the Spurs had, the fact that they beat the Thunder, I thought the Spurs were the favorites because I was like, okay, if they beat the Thunder, these guys are legit. Well, the Knicks showed, look, we're here to play too, and they play. I mean, they bought. It just gets to a point they were the better team. All right, period. They were it. That was. There's nothing you can say about it. You can hate all you want. They made the right trades. They made the right moves, starting in depth, and then. I will say the one thing I do like about it, okay, I'm happy for Mike Brown. I am very happy because, former Cavaliers coach of the year, he 2 stints in Cleveland. People forget there was a short second stint. That was 1 year. They fired him. He was with the Lakers and Kobe. They fired him. He was with Sacramento. They wrongly fired. That was the worst one because there was no good reason to fire him when they did. He had just come off a Coach of the Year, and then he criticized a player for handling a play wrong, their best player. And they're like, well, you can't do that. You get out of here. Then they trade that player away a month later. The Kings are the Cleveland Browns of the NBA. It's just absolutely they are. It's that they get something good rolling, and then it's like for example, they were crying for a new point guard, Bob, because they traded away theirs last year. Okay, they didn't just trade away theirs last year. Darren Fox, who's with the Spurs and a great point guard, they traded away Tyrese Halliburton, who led the Pacers to the finals last year. And then they're like, well, we need a point guard. You had 3 great point guards the past 7 years, and you just trade them for out of the blue for no reason. I said, that's like the Browns going, well, we need a quarterback. You're paying Deshaun Watson $45 million, buddy.
What do you need a quarterback for? You got the best money you can buy.
You got a steal in the 5th round with Shadur Sanders, and they were like, well, we might need another. Just shut. I can't talk about the Browns right now. Hey, real quick, serious. Shout out to Joe Patonio on officially calling retirement, and thank you for your time here.
Did he find? I did not hear that.
It was late last week. He officially said he wanted to retire a Brown, so he retired a Cleveland Brown. His career's over. He will be in the Hall. We'll see him in Canton.
Yeah, he'll be with Joe Thomas.
Right. And I had a friend that hit the nail on the head. Best guard in Cleveland Browns history. Easy. So thank you for everything, Joe. Seriously, I'm glad you at least got to see 2 playoff runs and a playoff win. And I forgot, Bob. We keep talking about that Pittsburgh playoff win with Stefanski having COVID. But Tonio had COVID too. He didn't play that game. He was in Vegas. He was in Nevada, where he's from, and he was talking about the story. And he goes, "My neighbors knew I was at home because they transferred him home to get away from the team because he had COVID and everything." They said when I won, they were launching fireworks off for me. So they said they knew he was home and they wanted to celebrate for him. So he said the neighbors in Nevada out of nowhere just were launching fireworks after the Browns won, so that was a cool story. But seriously, thank you for giving your all here, man. We're going to miss you, but thank you for being a Brown for life. And I saw Myles Garrett gave him a shout-out, said thank you for being my friend and my teammate. And it came out this morning, Myles and his fiance will have their first kid in about 7 months or so. So
maybe when he was visiting Germany, things woke up.
Things
arised.
He got traded to Los Angeles, got a new contract. Unfortunately, because of the Jock law, I meant to bring this up last week, half of his money's going to taxes.
Oh, yeah.
In California.
Yeah. I seen that.
Right.
So why would you want to play in California?
He's losing money. Yeah. That Jock law, that affects everything you do in case you don't know. Sam Darnold, who plays for the Seahawks, won Super Bowl MVP. And then complained afterwards saying, I love that we're here. I love that I won Super Bowl MVP. But he said because the game was played in California, they took half of his Super Bowl MVP award money.
Yep.
That's in the law.
Why do you think people are moving out of California?
Right.
They're moving out of California.
So Myles actually lost money leaving Cleveland. So I wish him the best. I still do. I really, really do. But, I mean, all the craziness. But I do, seriously, congrats on him and his girl for being parents for the first time, both of them.
Yeah.
And she's a medalist winner for Team USA in the snowboarding for the Winter Olympics recently. So that's awesome. No, awesome. But Joe, thank you. As far as the other Browns news goes, we have training camp coming up. They haven't decided.
Did they already start? I've seen there was on
mandatory mini camp happened, but it's done. It's done already. Yeah.
I seen it on the news this morning. It was showing some highlights.
Yeah, training camp.
I'm not. You know what? I'm not even interested this year.
it's hard to get interested.
I just
the Zips called me today, and I'm more excited about that than the Browns right now, and that's bad.
The trading of Myles Garrett just shot me down.
Yeah, I'm numb. I'm numb from it.
I mean, you couldn't wait till 2028 when you go to Brook Park for me to forget you. You had to do it now.
He's trying to find out who the stupid fans are that go give him the money. But back to the NBA real quick, because we're officially in the off season and this does impact the Cavaliers. Of course, exciting. It's not the biggest deal, but it shows where his dedication and everything is. After having a little bit of time off, Donovan Mitchell posted on Instagram a picture of the guys together in a circle, and he said, we get back to work next week. So they're hitting the gym this week at the facility in Cleveland, and looking for it. It'll be everybody but one player. James Harden got arrested over the weekend for a misdemeanor. His Texas law, you can't have your gun out, and I guess he left it on the passenger seat of his car.
Yeah, it's a misdemeanor. It won't be nothing.
I don't know if there's anything to it. I did hear the report this morning. Cavs are still locked in on him, so that they've taken him seriously there. But the Cavs are going to have to prepare because now the champion is in the East now. But this is the 8th straight year in the NBA where we have a different finals winner, which is partially what I like about the NBA is anybody can win. That's what I like about it. It could change up at any time. Speaking of changing up, while we were on break before this segment, Bob, now there isn't a for sure trade, but the trade talks have started. There is a 3-way trade in the works. Now again, there's nothing finalized. It's just talk right now. But the talk is between the Milwaukee Bucks, the Boston Celtics, and the Los Angeles Clippers. And the basis of the trade, this is not including any money or any other players, is Giannis Antetokounmpo would be going to Boston. Don't like that. That's tough. Okay? Jaylen Brown of the Celtics would go to the Clippers, so it'd be a sidekick for Garland there. And the 5th overall pick the Clippers have, they got from the Pacers trade, would go to Milwaukee. But they're not other. This is just the talk, the premises right now. Not any more details listed. Jimmy Haslam of the Browns is part owner of the Bucks, and he's helping the front office with the Giannis stuff.
No, if he's helping the front office, it'll be all messed up.
Yeah.
Look what he does in our front office in Cleveland.
Just steps in all the time, So, well, the weird part is the Bucks invited him to do that. Did they? I thought they wanted it done right.
They haven't. Bucks haven't talked to the Cleveland fans.
Talk to the Columbus fans where the team he leaves alone, and the results there. I mean, they actually win. But that's the situation now for the Cavaliers. It's weird because there's not very much free agents. There is a restricted free agent status with Keon Ellis and an unrestricted with Dean Wade. And they're saying that with the money they have left, they're going to probably only be able to keep one. They prefer Wade over Ellis, but they think teams are going to come after Wade. Okay? And I know, Bob, you're not going to like to hear this. I say move on from both of them. And my thing is, I know we've had history with Dean, but he was good at the rebounding and the defense in the playoffs.
That's all it is, a history with Dean. I mean, if they got to do it, they got to do it.
Right. But he wasn't putting – I mean, he did shoot from 50% by 3.
I watched the guy grow up.
Right, right.
Let's put that away.
But I think he needs to get a second chance somewhere else if he's going to have a chance to grow his game. He wasn't a high scorer in the playoffs. He did shoot about 40% from 3, which was great, but he didn't always get the ball for a reason. Keon, they brought him in, and he didn't do well enough to consistently go on the floor in the playoffs. He's got a lot of great talent on both sides of the floor, but I think with Wade, just plug him into somebody that needs another wing that's going to give him the ball. Keon, he needs to go to a young team where he's going to get a lot of playing time. And that's the thing is Sacramento wants to still win that, despite how terrible they are. And they didn't have the wing or the guard room for him to get a lot of playing time. So Keon, I would say somewhere like a Chicago Bulls, even a Milwaukee Bucks, send him there so he can see some playing time. Okay? And just use the money elsewhere. I would like to see them move. This is me personally. I know Dennis Schroeder overall played well in the playoffs, but he was a little inconsistent too. he's got that long contract. Maybe pair him in the first-round pick in a trade and just dump the cap and just see what kind of free agency. Because here's my, I'm gonna put LeBron aside. Okay, I'm not gonna, because that's a whole different conversation. Somebody like a Marcus Smart, who did play with LeBron in L.A., a backup point guard that's a hell of a good defensive guy, somebody that you could put up against Brunson off the bench and can score points. That's an idea of somebody I would prefer to use the money to bring in. Bring in a different wing, too, while you're at it. I do think Jalen Tyson is the long-term small forward. I'm even saying if, hypothetically, LeBron comes back, Tyson would be the starting small forward the next year. Okay? He's going to be your guy long-term. So, moving on from Dean Wade, you're going to commit to Tyson long-term. So, there's not going to be a ton of moves. The majority of guys are coming back. It sounds like James Harden's going to come back. 2-year deal. It's not going to be as much as originally was reported. It was reported first when he got traded 2 years, $78 million. Now they're saying 2 years, $60 million. Okay, that's going to free up $18 million there. But that's still $30 million a year for James Harden.
Well, that's pocket cash.
Pocket cash for James.
That's pocket cash. Bob probably got that in his pocket right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But as far as the Cavs, you're not. I say be prepared for it. I found it interesting. Bill Simmons, who, by the way, is a writer I cannot stand. Big-time Celtics fans. Does not like Cleveland. He's kind of settled down since they won their title.
I know another guy that don't like Cleveland.
There's a lot of guys. But Bill made a... Because he is a basketball analyst. He's right sometimes, he's wrong sometimes, but he does break things down to detail. And they asked him about the Cavs. He goes, that's the team I'm watching for that could literally do anything to their roster right now. And he said just prepare for the unexpected. So,
well, we're Cleveland.
Yeah.
We do prepare for unexpected.
I mean, and Jimmy Haslam's owned that. Because you have the Dolans who won't make a move. And then you have you have the Cavs who will make mostly right moves. And then you have the Browns who put me in certain moods, excuse me. But go into this Cavs off. I mean, chemistry's the number one thing. The thing, going back to the Knicks real quick, who did just win it all, most of their players that they won it all with this year were with the team last year. The change was the coach. And that's why I wasn't sure about with Mike Brown working out. He was a last resort. They went and fired Thibodeau. I'm going by memory. That was his name, I believe. Pardon me if I butchered it there. They fired him. Thibodeau, excuse me. They fired him late. They hired Mike Brown as the last hire of all the coaches, and people were like, "Was this a desperation move? Was this just because he was available? It's history." Well, it worked.
It worked.
I mean,
it worked.
Defensive guy, and the guys had enough offensive power to make it work. I mean, but it was the chemistry they carried over that really, and it's a similar situation to what Steve Kerr and the Warriors did when they were running a dynasty. But when LeBron was coming back to Cleveland, stealing the highlights, they hired Steve Kerr because they said, we think we're a coach away from this taking off. We got the chemistry with some great young players. We just got to get a guy that sets the path right. And that's exactly what happened there. And, of course, they took 3 finals away from the Cavs. But
we got one.
We got the big one. That's why when the Knicks went up 3-1, I said, okay, I want the Knicks to win it all because I didn't want the Spurs taking that. That's the other reason I was cool with the Knicks winning it all. But other than that, they need the chemistry with James Harden. They need the chemistry with most of these. And I know the chemistry will be affected. Like, Dean Wade was at Jared Allen's wedding, for example. He's really tight with these guys if they were to move on from it. I know that they want to keep him, and they might. I mean, they might make him a priority here like they did with Sam Merrill last year, where they said this is our big move is to make sure we retain a certain role player, and that was Sam Merrill last year. And he panned out very well this year for them. But it's just we need to get the wing situation figured out, which again is Tyson, but we need the depth. I think we need another big man too. We need somebody off I don't like the rotation as it is. They trusted Wade to be one of the big men and everything. Small ball. I mean, it worked for the Warriors only because they were an extreme 3-point team like we've never seen before. And I'm talking about the Warriors that the 2010s Cavs played. Okay, as far as the Cavs and that idea goes, just get us another big man. Make our lives easier. I would even Bob call me. I don't know if he's a free. Let me pull up some NBA because I don't want to speak too soon and not know what I'm talking about.
You?
Yeah, me. I'm pulling up here. Let me see. Yeah, you have DeAndre Ayton, but he hasn't played very well for the Lakers. The guy I was thinking about, and he might not come back. He didn't like it. Oh, yeah, he is a free. Andre Drummond, if you remember him.
No.
I wouldn't be opposed 1-year deal. Just be like, hey, come back, get off the bench, because he plays off the bench for Philly, and just be like, we need another big man and bring him back on board. Another guy, call me crazy, he is a free agent. I think he would do it for cheap. Kevin Love.
Well, he's coming back when LeBron comes
When
back.
LeBron comes back. He'll replace Larry Nance, I'm guessing, on his roster spot, because that's the other free agent there. But Love still has something in the tank. He did well in Utah. I mean, he's not Kevin Love of old, but he's a body that's going to rebound. He's going to push you in the basket, and he's going to score points.
Hey, before we go off here, I'd like to the Ohio High School Athletic Association had their baseball championship this week down at the Canal Park, or 5, whatever they call it now.
Credit Union Park.
Credit Union Park down in Canal, where the Rubber Ducks play. All 7 divisions were played there. Locally, we had 2 division winners. Waynedale Golden Bear out of Wayne County. They won the state title in Division 6. And Division 5, excuse me, and Lake Center Christian Academy out of Stark County, they won Division 6.
Hartville.
Hartville, and so we got 2 state championships in this area, 2 state champion winners. So congratulations to the Golden Bears and the Lake Center Christian. I think it's the Knights.
I used to play them when I was in high school.
Tigers. Lake Center Christian Tigers.
Yeah,
they. So congratulations to both those teams for
I
winning.
just know
the state
Lake
title.
High School's name. I don't know Lake Center's.
Lake Center Christian Academy is the Tigers.
There you go. So congratulations, guys. Seriously, and you'll remember these moments for the rest of your life there. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, it's the first state title in any sport Lake Center ever won.
There you go. So there you go. Congratulations, guys. Good people down there. I used to play against them in soccer and all that. I don't think we ever played them in basketball, but surprisingly. But yeah, no, good people down there. So congratulations. We got to go. We're out of time here. Next week when we come back, we'll have more Cavs off-season news for you because we'll get closer to I think next week's the draft. We'll let you know where Darren Peterson potentially could go, the Cuyahoga Falls native that's expected to be a top 3 pick. We'll talk about the Guardians. They're going to be without Jose for a while. They got to get together. They got to figure it out. They got a tough schedule coming up, and the White Sox are right on their trail. I did not think I would say that in June.
I know we're on the road for next 2 homestands, or two stands. They're at Houston. I know they're going to Houston.
Yeah, Milwaukee and Houston.
And Milwaukee and Houston. So yeah, two tough ones.
So then we'll keep you up with the World Cup. So with all that being said, I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
Thank you for tuning in. Go Team USA. Go Rubber Ducks.
Have a great week, everybody.